Hey my glam girls, welcome back to my channel. It's Chelsea, where we talk about all things glam and all things girly. So we have a requested video. This is the new NARS Orgasm face palette, and I was really excited about this. I thought this was so pretty when I saw it on Sephora's website, so I had to pick it up. And of course, I will be showing you a demonstration of all of the shades on my face. These beautiful shades right here. Of course, I'll be sharing with you all my thoughts about the palette, who I think the palette is best fit for, and if I feel like this palette is worth the price. So stay tuned for all of that. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today and clicking on my video. If you are new to my channel, I'd really love for you to consider subscribing and joining the Glam Girl squad. And let's just get right into this video. So yes, like I said, we have the new NARS Orgasm palette. This palette is the Orgasm on the Beach cheek palette. It retails for $59 and we get a total of 6 shades within the palette. So reading from Sephora's website, it says this is a limited edition cheek palette that features an array of sun-kissed coral and golden shades. This palette is formulated without sulfates, SLS, and SLESs, and also without parabens. Some additional information about this palette is that it, of course, is inspired by NARS's iconic Orgasm shade, and the blushes are formulated to be lightweight, to build effortlessly and blend seamlessly onto the skin, revealing the color in its truest form. So each one of the pans is 0.1 ounce or 3 grams of product, and I have to do a little bit more research. I couldn't find it before I started filming this video, so if I do find this information out, I'll just pin the comment down in the comment section. But this palette is pretty small, and usually from what I remember, when NARS comes out with a cheek palette, they're larger. So I don't know if the size of the packaging is smaller but the pans are the same size, or if the actual pans and the packaging is smaller, but NARS is still charging us $59, because that would not be cool. I actually really do enjoy the smaller size. I also like the mirrored effect of the outside packaging. So it says NARS with an orgasm in light pink. Yes, you know, fingerprints get on it, but I really like the outer packaging. And then we get a really nice size functional mirror on the inside. So like I said, a closer look at the cheek shades here, and I think all of them are extremely pretty. So let's do some swatches on the arm and also swatches on the face. So first shade is going to be Turtle Bay. This is a shimmering peach champagne type of color. So we have that right here. Next we have Naples, and Naples is a metallic rose gold. These are feeling very smooth and not glittery or chunky at all. Third, we have Mandalay, this Mandalay Bay, and this is described as a satin caramel bronze. Montezuma, this is a shimmery golden peach. The iconic shade Orgasm, this is the peachy pink with golden shimmer. And then lastly, we have the shade called Zuma, and this is described as a satin rouge. So these are all 6 shades in the palette. All of the shades are really, really pretty. And like I said, when touching them, they feel so smooth and buttery. I feel like the shade Orgasm, they have reformulated it to be better. So I remember when I purchased my first Orgasm blush back in 2013, it definitely had some more like almost chunks of glitter. It wasn't the smoothest texture when touching it in the pan and also applying it to the face. But when I swatched Orgasm here, Orgasm is right here, it felt so smooth, and even that one swipe just went on very smooth. There's no like fallout, you know, around my arm, because these shades are just extra like metallic-y or glittery or anything like that. They're beautiful. So I feel like depending on your skin tone, this palette may actually be a blush and a highlight palette for you, or this palette might be more of a highlight palette for you and less of a blush palette for you. So number one, just going back to the texture, I think the texture of these, like I said, is just beautiful. Each shade glided onto my cheeks effortlessly. Like I said, I didn't feel like I had chunks of shimmer, or like it was too metallic, or like it was just not finely milled. I think all of these shades within this palette really are pressed nicely into the pan. It's not a gel-like formula, or a gelée-like formula, because it was very easy to pick up these brushes with my natural hair brush. So the brush that I used to apply my blush, I used the same one and I just wiped it off so I can have consistency. This is the Chicahodo Cheek and Highlight Brush, and this is formulated with natural hairs. And this brush picked up the products very easily, versus with like a gelée-like texture. Sometimes a natural hair brush is not the best brush to use. It's better to use a synthetic brush, but I felt like I was able to build up the colors very nicely and very easily with my natural hair brush. Not on camera, but off camera, I did go in with a synthetic brush to see if I was able to get more of a pigmented look kind of right off the back, and I was. So if you want, you know, to intensify the color a little quicker, I would say go in with a synthetic brush to get the pigmentation that you want faster. Or if you want to build up the color a little bit more and have a little bit more control with the intensity of the color, then go in with a natural hair brush, and I think you'll be fine, because that was my experience with the two brushes that I used. On me, I feel like I have 3 blush-like shades in this palette: Mandalay Bay, Orgasm, and then Zuma. Mandalay Bay, I actually use that as a bronzer today, and I think it is gorgeous. So it says that it has a caramel bronze type of color, and I think that when applied as a bronzer, it fits as a bronzer, but if I also wanted to put it on the cheeks, it works as a really nice bronzed cheek color. I would say if you're about a couple shades deeper than me, then this would look beautiful on you as a blush. If you are of a deep, rich complexion, this might show up as a faint blush, but I don't know if it's gonna show up on you as it should. If you do have a deeper complexion and this blush shade does show up on you, definitely leave it in the comment section so we do know. This shade Zuma, oh, look how gorgeous that is. I think this shade will work very nicely for a multitude of complexions, whether you're light or you have a deeper complexion. Orgasm is a cult favorite one, and so if you are of a lighter complexion, Orgasm will show up as this actual color on the cheeks, that pinky peach shimmer. I think if you are of like a deeper, richer complexion, I think these 4 shades right here would be highlight shades for you, because this shade is a blush shade for me. I have Orgasm right here on my cheeks. And then I took this shade Montezuma and I topped the apples of my cheeks with it, which I think this shade is so pretty. So for me, Montezuma I'll use as a cheek topper like I have here, or I would use this shade as a highlight. And then of course for me, Turtle Bay and Naples, these are highlight shades for me. And I do think these are intended highlight shades. I think if you are of a lighter complexion, then Turtle Bay will work for you as a highlight. Naples might be a nice blush for you, because I think that would be too deep in color to be an actual highlight shade. So here we have Naples, and this is Turtle Bay. I think if you have a light complexion about 2 shades deeper than me, you could use Mandalay Bay as a bronzer. Of course, depending on your undertone and things like that, and how you like your bronzers, I do think this actually is a good bronzer type blush for the skin. And then like I said, depending on if you have a deeper complexion or a lighter complexion, these 2 shades right here might be highlight shades for you, or they might actually be like shimmery blush shades for you. And then you have Zuma, that is going to be, if I could say, like a standard blush shade. So my initial thoughts, I'm actually really happy with this palette. I'm glad that I picked it up. When I was swatching all of the shades, I was like, man, I do wish that we had more shades like Zuma that were like true blush shades, because like I said, in all honesty, these 4 shades could really be highlight shades for me. Like when I look at my cheeks, I see Mandalay Bay and then I just see highlighted cheeks. I don't see as much color, and the color that you're seeing is coming from this shade right here. I don't think you see too much of a difference between Orgasm and then Montezuma. because it just looks like a glow on the cheeks, which I think is beautiful. Y'all know I'm here for a glow, but I do wish we had more shades like Zuma that look like blushes. So like for instance, if they would have added a shade here like Zuma that had like more pigmentation, that was more of like a satin formula and a true blush shade. So then we could have had 3 actual blushes, 2 highlighters, and a bronzer shade. And I think that would have made this palette perfect. But I'm really happy with it, and I would say if you are interested in it and you're thinking about purchasing it, look at your skin tone and decide. You know, if you are of a lighter complexion, you will have potentially 1 highlight shade, and then you'll have to determine, do the rest of these shades work well with my complexion? So if I'm looking at these swatched on Chelsea's arm, could I really see myself using each shade either as a blush or a highlight and so forth? Or if you are of a deeper, richer shade, are you comfortable with purchasing this palette knowing that you will have basically 4 highlight shades and potentially 2 blushes depending on the richness of your skin? If you are about like light medium to like tan deep, I think you'll be able to use this palette the way that I intend to use it. I've got basically 3 highlight shades. I would use this as a blush if I just wanted like a blush highlight on the cheeks, but I've got 3 highlight shades, 2 blush highlighter shades, bronzer, and then like a distinctive blush. That's how I look at this particular palette. So is it worth it for $59? Yes, because it's NARS, and if I were to obviously buy these individually, I'm paying a lot of money for it. Is this a need? No, this is not a need. One of you all had commented on my Pat McGrath blush video, which if you have not seen that, go ahead and watch it. I'll link it right here for you. Ooh, okay. One of you all messaged me and said, hey Chelsea, do I need the Pat McGrath blushes before this NARS palette, or do I need both? And my answer to this is you need Mother Pat and the blushes. This is like, I like it, I would like to have it. Go and get it, girl. Go and get it. But this is not a need, but I really am happy that I have it. I know I'm gonna get some good use out of it, and I really do like it. So I hope that this video was helpful to you. Let me know if you have any questions that I did not answer for you in this particular video, and I would be more than happy to answer them in the comment section below. And if you've made it to this point in the video and you have yet to subscribe to my channel, definitely consider subscribing because we'd love to have you. And guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in my very next video. Bye guys.